Well, I've got up off my sick bed. Just had the worst cold over the last 3 or 4 days that I can ever remember, really. Maybe it's just getting old. Anyway, I'm here. Got to clear this polytunnel. All my plants are ready for replanting all of this. So just got to get on with it. And it's quite a job. It's going to take me 2 days to clear all this, rehydrate the beds, recondition them with new compost, and then plant everything. There's quite a lot to it, and I'll take you through it all as I go. So first step, just get rid of most of these plants, and in order to do that I've emptied one of my compost bins, and as I put all these greens in, I'll be turning a bin of, like half-made compost basically, into those greens to supply the browns, as well as lots of bacteria and fungi and everything that's growing in those bins. So hopefully all these greens shouldn't go to waste. Lots of lovely compost here. And of course I've got loads of tomatoes still here, so I've got to pick all those. I don't mind putting the really green ones, the small green ones, into the compost, but anything that's kind of going to ripen, I definitely take those off the plants, because I don't want thousands of little tomato seedlings growing in my compost. So I try and keep it as seed free as possible. Anyway, I'll just take you along. So first step, get all the tomatoes picked. So it's been a good year. I hardly had anything really that I had to ripen off, just a couple of tubs. And now I'm onto the bit of the process that I really like, but I thought I'd just quickly take you through what I've grown in here this year. So grown a lot of celery in this bed here, and then when the early celery finished, I replanted it all with radishes and lettuces and Asian greens and things like that. I've just finished harvesting those. At the back in the corners here, these big plants here, these are cucumbers, and I planted those underneath the trestle tables so they kind of grow up and over. And I put 2 cucumbers in each pot when I started them off, and I was intending to snip out the cucumbers, the weakest one. In the end I decided I'd just leave both of them in and see what happens, and what happened was great. I got the most amazing cucumber harvest. 2 plants growing in the same spot in the ground, and this one gave me maybe 1.5 times as many as that one, because that one I accidentally cut one of the cucumber plants off when I was kind of pruning it. So I was really pleased that I put 2 in, because it didn't matter. So that worked out really nicely. And then I had Black Moon growing here. They did really great. I had Barry's Crazy Cherry, which was a bit too shaded for it. The ones back at home outside grew better than the one in here. I think I'll only grow one of those plants though next year, because they really have huge truss sizes, and they're not the absolute best tomato that I've grown. So it's nice to have a few of them, but I don't want very many. Here I had Nagina, also known as Crimson Plum. They did fantastic. They're my favourite plum tomato now, and switched over completely to those, and because they're blight resistant, they're a great one to grow. And they're the ones that we grew along with the Black Moon, mainly for paste tomatoes for cooking, but they were really lovely, just eaten fresh as well. And then here I had a mix of honeycomb and sun gold, and I grew those from side shoots off the plants, the early plants in the greenhouse, and they've been great, but I grew too many of them. I just couldn't keep up with the volume. Even feeding 10 people, we were just overwhelmed with honeycomb and sun gold. And the problem with those 2 varieties is they do tend to split a lot, so they're not ideal for sort of harvesting in bulk. You've really got to eat them fresh off the plant. So next year, although they're beautiful to eat, I'll grow, I don't know, 1/3 as many, and I'll grow an alternative here, something like a plum cherry or something like that, something that doesn't split basically, so I can kind of cope with larger harvests. And yeah, I grew with the clip system, and I did that last year, and I've really loved it again this year. And that was a great investment, and it looks like the clips are still in great condition, so I think I'll probably get like 5 or 6 years out of those by the look of it. And yeah, I really enjoyed growing with those. I don't think of anything else really. Not very. Oh, I did mulch this ground here with mulch. That paid off really nicely. I mean, this ground obviously didn't stay moist underneath the mulch, but it didn't lose anywhere near as much water as it normally does. Now, of course, because I've put these lettuces and radishes and things in here, I have been watering, so it reduces the amount of rehydration that I'm going to have to do once I've got all this cleared. There's going to be a lot of that though, because there's still these beds, obviously these tomato plants, they're big plants. I haven't been watering them really since middle of September, something like that, and so it's really dry down here, and it's going to take a lot to get it ready for replanting. But other than that, it's a bit wild. Now is my favourite time of the polytunnel year, getting rid of all of this difficult to look after stuff, and I just snip all these off at the bottom, and then I just pull them out at the top. So taking these plants out just involves unclipping 2 clips. Each plant's only supported by 2 clips, and just hemp string, which I put into the compost. So yeah, it's super easy. Just unclip them like that, and obviously save these for next year. And I really love this, as I said probably already, but I really love this time of year because everything's about to slow down so much, and I'm not going to lack anything because I've still got loads of peppers, still got loads of tomatoes in the greenhouse, still got loads of cucumbers, and but everything's just slower. You know, all those plants are growing really nice and slow now, rather than the crazy speed of everything in summer. And of course the taste is improving at no end now as well, like all the salads and everything, much nicer taste, crisper texture, and yeah, it's just really nice. I think once you've gardened in winter, you know, you really like that slow pace, and summer just feels too hectic. Still a few tomatoes that I've missed up here, but not to worry. I think I need some scissors. Yeah, and the polytunnel, it's just nice to get light back. You know, I'm a bit lazy probably, and I've let everything grow a bit too big, but you know, gardening is only a small part of my life, so I can't let it take over all the other things that I want to do in summer. Grown right up into the canopy here. Well, it looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but it's definitely coming on. So these halos have been absolutely fantastic, as always. I love these. People say, what are they called? And they're called halos, tomato halos. And I particularly like the fact that they water into the root zone. And I also like the fact that it's really easy to see exactly how much water you've given each plant. I like the fact it doesn't flood the plants. It's a nice slow drip of water into the soil, which stops the runoff as well. It always goes down rather than off to the side. And I like the fact I can sink them into the mulch, the Skrulch mulch that I use. So I use these halos now for, well, wherever I can, basically. So I'm definitely using them for the peppers, the melons, the tomatoes, the courgettes, and the cucumbers. And they work great, and I've got a lot. I've built up the supply over time. eBay, I think, is the cheapest place to get them. So there was a time when I was more interested in no dig, when I used to leave the roots in of the tomatoes. Now I just pull them out. I don't see any difference at all by pulling them out, and I just like the fact that it gives me a clean start. And there's so little root mass there that I wouldn't really be adding very much by leaving it in. And the soil disruption associated with pulling that out is negligible. Well, this is all starting to look a bit more reasonable now. So just take out what's left of these salads, lettuces, and I've just picked these radishes actually, and they're looking okay. I didn't think I was going to get any radishes, I didn't give them very much time, but radishes, they're pretty quick. There's a little bit of Skrulch left over at the back there. I'm just going to use that in the compost because I'm all full up of Skrulch in my store. But I do normally keep it for at least 3 years, if not longer. So all cleared now, and just got my rubber rake, and I've just given it a good sprinkle now of bloodfish and bone, and I just want it nice and level. I'm going to put a compost mulch, spent mushroom compost, on this bed. That bed is just going to have to cope with the bloodfish and bone, but that should be okay. I'll be mulching that one in the spring when I put the brassicas in. Well, actually in February when I put the brassicas in, because I grow my calabrese in that bed, my early calabrese. First succession of 3 that we like to harvest before we get to June. Right, so it's pretty clean now, apart from the roof, which is covered in leaves that have sort of stuck to the polythene. So these come off quite easy if you've wetted them first. So I wetted them half an hour ago, and now they're all coming off. So I want this roof reasonably clean before I start blasting it with water. Well, I'm done for the day. I've been watering for about 90 minutes, and most of it's fairly well hydrated. Some patches are barely moist, but I'll have to come back to that tomorrow. And put my little shelf up. Everything's clean now and fed, and put a few slug pellets down, because if ever there's a time when slugs and snails are going to come out, it's going to be tonight, and I want to get rid of them before I start planting tomorrow.